A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And yes, here we are back with our session for the day. And in this particular session, as you already know, that we have started with UGC NTA net preparation for June 2023 cycle, sorry, June 2024 cycle for paper 1. And in this, we have taken the topic of the unit teaching aptitude, and we are going to see today Bloom's taxonomy. That is all the three domains of the taxonomy. That is your cognitive domain, your affective domain, and your psychomotor domain. And basically, this particular session comes with the practice question. Now, how to go for the practice questions, how to prepare yourself, all will be informed to you by the end of the class. So just be little bit, make sure that you are concentrative and understand the things very well. Okay. So first of all, what is basically Bloom's domain of learning. Okay. And this is something which comes under the theories of learning. So this is one of the theories of learning. If you remember, we have started the session of theories of learning last class. That is part 1. This is part 2, where we have seen basically what is behaviorism, constructivism, cognitivism, humanism, and connectivism. And today we are going to see the Bloom's domain of learning. So it comes as a part of your theories of learning, which was basically started by Dr. Benjamin Bloom. Okay. I hope you are all taking these notes very clearly. I have made it very clear in my class that make sure that you have a habit of taking notes. So this was started by Benjamin Bloom, Dr. Benjamin Bloom in 1956. And it is also known as, this Bloom's taxonomy is also known as KSA. Now, when I say KSA, basically what KSA stands for, it is nothing but, the kinesthetic domain, the affective domain, and the social domain. Okay. Or in other words, you can also say that it is something in the form of 3H. Okay. Now, what this H stands for? So cognitive, it represents head. Okay. Psychomotor domain, it represents hand. And your affective domain, it represents your heart. Okay, so it is 3H. So 3H stands for what? It stands for head, it stands for heart, and it stands for hand. That is what you have to keep in mind very well, right? Now, when we also when we talk about the domains in detail, basically domains is nothing but, this taxonomy. Either domains, or you call it as what? You call it as your taxonomy. So taxonomy is a classification, and these classifications, are done on the basis of what? On the basis of levels of learning. So based on levels of learning, these classifications are done. So earlier, if you go with the original Bloom's taxonomy, so original, that was this taxonomy which we are talking about right now, which was revised in the year 2001. Prior to that, we had the original domain where evaluation played an important role. And now in the new domain, as per 2001, we have creating plays an important role, right? Now, so when we talk about the domains, let's understand, what are the various domains. So let's understand with your KSA, that is knowledge, skills, and attitude. Cognitive, which, as I said, it talks about head. Affective, it talks about heart, and here it is 3H. Okay, and psychomotor, it talks about hand, and hence it is also called as 3H. So when I say cognitive, the objectives, of this particular uh, the objectives and skills will help a individual to process the information, and that is how it is, a part of your domain. Now, when I say cognitive domain, it is basically with reference to brain, it is basically with reference to intellectual, right? Okay. Affective domain, when I speak about affective domain, it talks about feelings, emotions, attitudes, or you can, preferences. So which deals with these of the following categories. When I talk about psychomotor domain, so psychomotor domain is basically kinesthetic domain, kinesthetic domain, which talks about, the motor skills, which talks about the coordination, which talks about the physical movement, right? So this is what we, this we have seen as per what? As per the levels. You can call it as levels of learning, you can call it as theories, you can call it as Bloom's taxonomy, right? Now, when we talk about the domain, that is, the domain which we have right now, that is in 2001, it is something which is in the verb form. Okay, you have to make sure it is, this can also be. Whereas the older domain, if you have seen, it was something in the what? In the noun form, right? So now, if you see, look at the domain, the new domain. Okay, I'll just clear the screen so that it is easier for you to, remember it. So if you look at the new domain, it are divided into various skills. So till the time of remembering, understanding and applying, these are something which are representing what? The lower order skills. Whereas creating, evaluating and high analyzing, it is your higher order skills. Now please remember, there is a question on lower order skills also, and there is a question on higher order skills also. So lower order and higher order, right? And this objectives, okay, describes that what is expected from a student to learn from a lesson. So why these objectives are being framed? So this tells us about what? This tells us about the expectations. Okay, expectations of the student. Okay, uh, from the lesson which has been taught to him. That's what it is represented, right? Now, most important thing is that your cognitive domain, your psychomotor domain, and affective domain. Nowadays, you get the questions based on what? You get the questions based on their steps. So, how does cognitive domain works? It talks about, remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, creating. So it's very important for you to remember the steps, lower order as well as higher order skills also. When we talk about psychomotor, it talks with imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, naturalization. When we talk about affective domain, receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and internal values. So this is what you have to remember this very well. So when we talk about the cognitive domain, that is, the domain. So remembering talks about recalling the facts, understanding talks about explaining the ideas and concepts, applying talks about the use of information, analyzing talks about the connections between the ideas, evaluation talks about, the viewpoint, and creation talks about, to produce a new or a original work. So this is all basically with reference to what? With reference to your Bloom's taxonomy. And very, very important topic, definite 101% question comes out of it. And it should be very important that you should know this topic very well, right? A small topic next is, Gagne's condition of learning. Okay. So again, this is something which is very important. This is something which is a part of your learning theories, you can say. So when I say Gagne's taxonomy, also you can use the word, okay, conditions of learning, either taxonomy or conditions of learning. So basically, they are divided into what? They are divided into the 9 steps. So if you can see, 9 pointers or 9 levels, you can say, instead of saying the pointers. So your first 3 levels, that is, gaining attention, identifying the objectives, recalling the learning. It is basically talking about what? It is talking about your preparation. And for that, I have given you an example also. So gaining attention, let's start the lesson. So before you start with your session for the day, like as an teacher, it's very important that you need to grab everyone's attention. Then help them to identify the objectives, some telling them what is the aim of today's session. Prior recalling, that is, making sure that what they remember about the lessons, okay, previous lessons. Then representing the stimulus, guiding the learning and illicit performance, which talks about the instruction practice. It tells about what? It tells about the instruction and the practice, right? So it talks about what? It talks about the definition. It talks about the connection with the help of examples. It talks about, uh, increasing the performance and obtaining a certain performance from you, what is expected. And then finally we talks about what? That is assessment. So with the help of feedback, with the help of assessing the performance and enhancing the retention, you try to know, how much amount of transfer has happened. So this is gaining attention is basically reception, identifying the objectives is expectancy, recall is to retrieve the information, stimulus is to go for selective perception, definition coming to a specific topic, guided learning, that is semantic coding, Elicit performance, it means to obtain the performance by responding, providing feedback, that is reinforcement, can be positive, negative. Assessing the performance, it's understanding the retrieval. Enhancing the retention, that is to generalize, right? So when we talk about the benefits of the Gagné's learning or theory, it is, it is in conjunction used with Bloom's taxonomy. Gagné's these 9 levels of learning, okay, that teachers, sorry, that the teachers can use lesson plans and topics, provided they are differentiated, and it gives, a scaffolding to build your lessons, so that, it helps you to assess the lessons, and it makes sure that the lessons are learned very well, prepared very well, and understood very well by the students. And that's how it's, taken ahead. I know there are many theories, but I'm making it little bit short, sweet, so that you have your own notes, learn it, and the moment the question comes, it will be easier for you to give them, write them very specifically. Now, all the students who are interested to get the course from Global Online for paper 1, first of all, you need to understand what do we provide. We provide live lectures, weekly tests, syllabus notes, full syllabus mock test, 2000 plus MCQ series, previous year question papers which are updated till June 2023. All this is available at a discounted price at rupees 2400. You can get this at our Global Online app also. Go to the Google Play Store, download our app, register yourself with a registered mobile number, go to the course, and then make sure that you have, all the parameters. We have detailed lectures also. We have no time waste course wherein nothing will be given to you. More and more is focused on the course. Theory lectures, evaluation test, notes, mock test, all these is a part of your course. So you can go on the app, check it out. Contact details are given below. If you have any doubt, you can get in touch with us. Okay. That's all for the day. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next class. Thank you.